Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Gracious. I help overworked and overwhelmed people feel focused, balanced, and successful. And today I'm here talking about email. Email is still the bane of many people's existence. It has this gruesome habit of just building up in our inbox, making us feel like we're getting absolutely nothing done, even though we're working it almost all day, every day. And I want to start out with talking about this email situation by reading you something that one of my clients wrote, because it's their struggle as well as yours. Okay, here's what they said. Within a single session of focused effort, I was able to painlessly eliminate over 11,000 worthless emails. While I still have some work to do regarding file plan setup, I can already see that this program is going to be extremely beneficial to my career and my sanity. Boy, email can drive us insane, given the never-ending torrent of information, requests, and inquiries received on a daily basis. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is the number 11,000. Oh my goodness, 11,000 worthless emails. I mean, we talked about some criteria for it, and he was able to get rid of those. And that cut his inbox down at least by 50% at the time. Now, he had more to do, but that was a really great start. And then he mentioned a second thing. He mentioned something called a file plan, which brings me to the two primary ways to organize email. I'll start with the big bucket approach. The big bucket approach. If you're organizing your email into a big bucket approach, you might have 5 or fewer total folders or labels for your email. I.e. big buckets. And really general categories and big buckets and sometimes these buckets will have thousands of emails in them. And the way you navigate your email and retrieve past emails is by using search tools. And Outlook, the search tools are really robust. You click in the search field and a contextual tab opens at the top, and you can put in some criteria and really plow through thousands of emails with relative ease. So a big bucket approach is a handful, very small handful of very general folders, and you use search to navigate. The advantage of a big bucket approach is that it's easy to file, because you don't have to expand and collapse a lot of folders and remember where you put other things or create new folders. Or it's really easy on the front end because you just drag things into their big bucket. It can be more cumbersome on the back end because this haystack of information does get pretty big, and sometimes your search features or functions or experiences can be unwieldy. So big bucket, easy on the front end, potentially more difficult on the back end when you have to retrieve an email that you want to retrieve. So big bucket approach is one way to organize email. But this facilities manager, whose testimonial I just read right now, he used what he called a file plan approach. His company had very specific records management policies where certain classes of records needed to be deleted after 3 years, and certain classes of records needed to be deleted after 8 years, and 10 years, and 1 year, and 1 month. I mean, it was a 40-page records management policy. So, and people needed to follow it, so we needed to have to structure his email retention foldering system to be consistent with how the retention policies went. So for him, a file plan was more appropriate. So rather than the big buckets, you start off with, I call them grandparents. You start off with 4 or 5 grandparents of the general things that you are accountable for doing in your job. And then the subfolders of those are the parents. And then the subfolders of those are the children, and then the grandchildren, and then the great-grandchildren. So it's a nested foldering system that expands out horizontally rather than having 200 folders all at the same level. That's a file plan approach. And there are certain instances where that is very appropriate, particularly like with this facilities manager. A file plan approach is the advantages and disadvantages. It's more difficult on the front end when you're filing, because you do have to expand and collapse folders and find where you need to put something. So it can be more cumbersome on the front end. But it's much, much easier on the back end when you are retrieving and managing your emails later on, because, for example, in this instance, this person was able to delete all the emails that expired at the end of the year altogether without having to use search terms and get through the big buckets. So big bucket approach, file plan approach. Those are two ways of organizing your email. And here is another person who has gone through this. She said, I wanted to thank you for sitting with me and to let you know the next day I took the plunge and deleted over 3,000 emails. I now have less than 2,000 in my inbox and they are all related to the last 5 months. I am working on them also. This brings to the front something just to keep in mind, even if you're not going to organize your emails at all. Be willing to delete emails you don't need. The best thing that you can do is just to stop that sharp growth curve on your email. If you do nothing else with organizing your emails, do make sure that you're deleting things that you know longer need. Just swiping left and deleting, or right-clicking and deleting on your computer. But do delete emails that you no longer need, because there's no need to organize emails if they shouldn't even be there in the first place. This is Dr. Melissa Gracious. If you like my videos, you will love coaching. Give me a call, shoot me an email. My contact information is somewhere around this video, wherever you're watching it on your screen. And let's schedule a no-cost to you phone call where we can ask each other some questions and determine if productivity coaching is the right thing for you. In the meantime, be productive, delete email, and have a great day.